Hello HMS Bobcats, Mr. Flato here. Welcome to another week at Helena Middle School. For those of you that don't know me, you may be seeing me around. I'm one of the new school counselors here along with Miss Pandis. And for some of you 7th and 8th graders, you're going to see that we are kind of putting a new twist on this B.O.B lesson. I'm kind of experimenting with some new software here called Camtasia. It's pretty cool. So we're going to kind of bring these B.O.B lessons to life and bring a little bit more energy to them, I guess, a new flavor, a new little twist on them. So I hope you guys enjoy this B.O.B lesson. This is going to be a follow-up from the B.O.B lesson number 1 that we did, and we're going to continue talking about technology and all the good things about technology, all the scary things about technology, the do's, the don'ts, and everything in between. So be sure, if you see me in the hallway or you see me outside or in the lunchroom or wherever, give me some feedback. Tell me if you guys like this, if you don't like this, if we should go back to the old way, or we should stay doing this. I got a lot of great ideas for this, as does Miss Pandis, Mr. Boyle, Miss McKay, so I hope you guys like this. Alright, so here we go. B.O.B lesson number 2. We're going to continue to talk about the responsible use of technology. But as always, before we get started, let's remember to be our best. Let's remember to be safe. Let's remember to be responsible. Let's remember to be respectful. And let's remember to be a learner. And this fits in all environments, and today we're going to really focus on being B.O.B as it pertains to using technology. So a pretty cool acronym that I found, I can't take credit for this, is called T.R.U.S.T when using technology. And it stands for some different things that I'd like to talk a little bit more about. The first would be, think about privacy before posting. Sometimes we fail to realize that the World Wide Web, the internet, technology, it is a wide thing. It's WWW stands for World Wide Web for a reason. You can post something, you can put something out on the internet, and literally anybody across the world, good people and bad people, can be seeing your postings. Information can travel so quickly that we've really got to think about privacy before we're posting, specifically with privacy of our location, privacy of who can see us, privacy of who can access our information or our accounts, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. The second is recognize others' work and ideas. You're going to hear your English teachers talking about this all the time. Don't plagiarize. Plagiarism isn't cool. We want to be original. We want to take the work of other people and we want to give them credit for it. Okay, so we got to be really careful when we take other people's stuff that we're giving them their due recognition. Unleash learning with technology. The district has spent millions and millions of dollars on Chromebooks and iPads and computer labs and all this technology to help you guys learn. The thing that we've got to always keep in mind is we've got to be responsible with it. Stand up to inappropriate use. That doesn't mean be a rat. That doesn't mean be a snitch. That doesn't mean be a tattletale on somebody else, but a couple people can ruin it for everybody. It only takes a couple bad apples. So if you see something that isn't right, you see somebody being inappropriate or not safe, make sure and tell a staff member or a teacher. And as always, treat myself and others with respect. This technology, it gives us a new vehicle. It gives us a new means to have information out there, to put information out there, and we've really got to make sure that we're putting things out there that are appropriate. And I'm going to talk more about that here in a minute. So think before you post. We've got so many apps out there. There's new ones coming out every day, I'm sure. The technology is changing way quicker than social norms can. So it's important to think before you post, before you put something out there. I'm going to put something on a slide you're going to see in a couple minutes. When you hit send, when you hit post, it is out there forever. Even if you delete it, even if you think it's gone, it's still out there. There are still people that can find it. It is crazy. There's people way smarter than myself or our teachers or our principals that do this computer stuff that have access to it. So before we hit send, think, is it true? Be careful not to spread rumors. Be careful not to spread gossip. Be careful not to spread bad information out there. That's one of the things, is that information can travel so quickly these days. We want to make sure it's true. The second is it helpful? Okay, is this going to help other people? Is this going to hurt other people? Okay, this is one of the lessons we learned in kindergarten. Okay, before we hit send, just think to yourself: is this something that's going to be helpful? And even getting into the next one, the I, is it going to inspire other people? I try not to put anything out on my Twitter that isn't inspiring, that isn't going to help somebody else's day, help them be helpful, or help inspire them. The N, is it necessary? Do I need to put this information out there? Okay, and these are all going to be decisions you're going to have to make for yourself. And the last one, is it kind? Okay, it's pretty simple. Is it nice or is it naughty? Okay, let's be putting nice stuff out there, folks. I like this little picture I found, the truth about the internet. It says, Tim is on the internet. He sees something that offends him, but he ignores it and moves on with his life. Good move, Tim. Okay. The internet is full of good people. The internet is full of good stuff. There's tons of good information out there. There's tons of motivational stuff. There's tons of helpful stuff out there. Inspiring stuff. There's tons of all of that stuff out there on the internet, and we want you guys to be able to access it and use it accordingly and use it responsibly. But unfortunately, the internet is also full of bad people that have hurtful and harmless intentions and hurtful and harmless information. And I think if you've been on the internet, you've probably unfortunately seen a little bit of both, some of the good and the bad. And so what do I say to do? I say take in the good. Okay. Allow yourself access to things that are going to inspire you and help you and are going to be positive, and block out the bad. Okay, I've had to do it. I actually just recently got off social media about a month ago. I got off of Instagram, I got off of Facebook, and it's been so nice. I don't have to hear the negative stuff. I don't have to see the drama. I don't have to see the chaos. And that's my personal decision. We'll talk about that here in a little bit more. If something isn't good, I talk about block out the bad. You know, it's okay to unfriend people. It's okay to unfollow people if you're worried about hurting their feelings. You know, and if the situation gets really bad, it's okay to delete or block anyone or anything that could be harmful to your well-being. That is your right. And we talk about being respectful and respecting yourself. If you allow these things to infiltrate you and to get to you when you could be blocking, unfollowing, deleting, you gotta respect yourself. You gotta do things that keep you safe, happy, and well-being. Okay. This is just my opinion, but I want to make some points, and I'm going to talk about why I'm personally not a huge social media fan. I told you I just got off Instagram. I just got off Facebook a month ago, and it's been kind of freeing. It's been kind of nice. It's been nice not having to deal with a lot of these things. People of all ages, my age includes 50, 60, 70 teenagers, everybody tend to paint a facade. A facade is like a mask, or a facade is a picture of how their life is. A facade is what you put out there, what you portray to the world. And many times this facade can be really inaccurate from reality. And when people put inaccurate facades out there, many times this can create negative emotions in other people. Oh, I'm sad, they're on vacation, or they're doing something, or they have something that makes me jealous, or they're bragging about something that kind of makes me angry. These facades and when what people put out there can evoke a lot of negative emotions. And so you should really ask yourself, if this is going on, is this something that I want to continue to be a part of? It gives people a forum to disrespect other people, and this is where the cyberbullying comes into place. Okay, human nature tells us that it's much easier to say things to people from a keyboard or a smartphone than it is to their face. It's much easier to do things and to say things that we wouldn't if that person was right there in front of us. And that should be a good sign if you're doing that, or people are doing that maybe that's not such a good thing to be doing. When I was growing up, you know, there was bullying, there was disrespect stuff when your teachers were growing up, when your principals were growing up, and we didn't have to worry about social media and cyberbullying. And now that's just one more thing that kids our age have to deal with, unfortunately. It gives people a forum to vent their frustrations or anger in real time. Okay. How many times have you seen it? You're having a bad day, you're mad, you get angry at something, so you go and you post it to social media, or you post it to your Twitter account, or your Facebook, or your Instagram, or maybe a Snapchat, and you put it out there. And then once your emotions subside, Okay, you're like, oops, I really wish I wouldn't have done that. Maybe I look stupid on social media. Maybe I called somebody out. Maybe I said something that's going to make somebody else mad, and maybe it's too late. Maybe it isn't. I mean, you can always go back and delete that vent, but many times, unfortunately, the damage has already been done. Maybe that person saw it. Maybe somebody saw it and took a screenshot and sent it to them. You see celebrities all the time that put stuff out there and then they realize they shouldn't, but guess what, folks? It's always out there. Somebody screenshots it, and now it is outside of your control. Like a lot of other disrespectful things, it's like putting toothpaste on your toothbrush in the morning or at night. Once the paste comes out of the tube, you're not getting it back in the tube. Okay, so that's a metaphor for once you say or you post something or you put something out there on social media, you can go back and delete it, but the chances are, just like the toothpaste, it's out there. It's not getting back in the tube. Okay, same with when we say things that we shouldn't. I cannot stress this enough. Once you hit send on any electronic device, you can always go and delete it, but it is forever out there in cyberspace. And for you Snapchat people that like to send snaps, yes, even Snapchat, believe it or not, okay? Snapchat kind of marketed itself and kind of made itself popular with being able to maybe send pictures that are very private that you don't want anybody out there, and their whole thing is it deletes itself after 1 second to 10 second, your choice. But folks, it's always out there. There are people that can go find those things. There are people that are way good with computers that can go find it and recover it. So think before you hit send. Can't say it enough. So I found this and I thought this was pretty cool. You know, back in the day we had cameras. We had the throwaway ones when you were done, and you'd have to take them to like a Bergam drug. None of you even know what that is, because there is no more Bergam drugs, like a 24-hour place, a Walgreens or something, and you would drop it off, and you could get doubles of the pictures if you wanted. A lot of your teachers are laughing, smiling right now. Look at your teacher right now; they're probably laughing or smiling. They know what I'm talking about. You know, we had cameras, and then all of a sudden digital cameras came along. Well, now, you know, you can't have a cell phone without having a camera on it. Okay, I remember my first cell phone was a green Nokia. It was the fall of 2000, I believe, and the only thing I did on that cell phone was call people, make cell phone calls. No texting, no Instagram, no social media, no internet, no email, and especially no cameras. Now we got to act accordingly. Okay, cameras are everywhere. Okay, they're everywhere in the school, and they're everywhere on people. And people take these pictures, and pictures are meant to capture memories that you want to hold on to forever and you want to cherish. And now that this technology is out there, people don't make good decisions. So let's go through this flow chart really quick. It says, I took a photo of my friend that I want to share. Now what? And I think what they're really saying when they say now what is, should I save it or should I delete it? Well, the first thing we got to ask is it a good photo? Okay, and what I mean by good is this something you want to cherish and remember, or is this something that maybe we don't want to? Okay, be proud of the photos that you share with others. Only show people the best of the best. Okay, if you can answer yes to that, let's go on to number 2. Would my friend agree? If this is a picture of somebody that's not you, would they agree that this is their best side? Okay, that this is something they would want out there. Play nice. You wouldn't want your friend to broadcast a bad photo of you, would you? Okay, I know everybody takes selfies and they delete them. They want to show their good side, right? That's human nature. We want to represent ourselves in our best light possible. Okay, so if your friend wouldn't agree, maybe we need to delete it. If it's a yes, then let's move on. Could it get my friend into trouble? Well, if that's a yes, okay, maybe we shouldn't post it, and maybe we should be thinking about who we're choosing to be friends with, because maybe we're getting into some shenanigans and some things we shouldn't be doing. Don't post any photos that might come back to haunt you, or your friends. You never know who will see them. I was talking to Miss Pandis about this just yesterday, and Miss Pandis was talking about high school coaches, college recruiters, college admittance people. They go, people that you're applying for a job, the first thing they do is they go on Facebook. Let's see who this person really is. What kind of posts are they putting out there? What does their social media look like? You can learn so much from people. Okay, and these pictures, again, they never go away. And so you just never know when it's going to come back to bite you in the butt if you're not careful. Is it going to cause drama? Okay, folks, you guys are teens, adolescents. Drama, unfortunately, seems like it's a part of life, but it doesn't have to be any more dramatic than we make it. Okay, so if you answer yes to that, is it really worth posting? Is it really worth stirring the pot and getting people fired up and trying to ruin somebody else's day? Okay, you guys, it's hard being a teenager. It's hard being a middle school student. Let's not be making life any harder than it needs to be. Okay, so my friend is okay with it, but how might it affect me? Okay, am I aware that anyone can share it? Guess what? It might be private. But guess what? Somebody that can see it that's private, they screenshot it. They take that picture. They send it to their friends. Now all of a sudden it ends up all over the web. It's craziness. People in Bangladesh and Russia and Australia and Antarctica and on the North Pole, Santa and his reindeer are looking at it. Okay? Think about this stuff, folks. These pictures, if you put anything on the web, or you put anything in a Snapchat, or you text anybody a picture, just assume that it's going to be out there for everybody to see. Okay, technology is crazy, and it can get out there. It can be saved. It can be copied. It can be shared. It's crazy. Would my grandma be okay seeing it? And it doesn't have to be your grandma. How about an adult that you respect? How about an adult that you respect where if they saw it and they didn't like it, they didn't approve, they would maybe look at you and be like, so-and-so, I'm a little disappointed. We have to have a talk, okay? If your grandma or whoever it is, your grandpa, your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, a teacher, a mentor, somebody that you respect, if you think that it would make them blush or make them be embarrassed or embarrassed you, okay, you might want to think about that. A year from now, will I feel good about making this public? Okay, think about that. We grow and we change. Our interests, our likes, our dislikes, our values change so quickly at your guys' age. Hold off if you have doubts. When in doubt, leave it out, man. That way you don't have to lose sleep over it and your future is safe. So let's be careful with pictures. Here's the deal, folks. I can preach until I am blue in the face, kind of like the screen here. At the end of the day, you are your own growing, evolving, maturing young person, and you will make your own decisions regarding how you choose to utilize technology. Okay, especially outside of school. One of my favorite slogans is, if you don't want to be caught in a forest fire, don't go into the forest. Okay, and that's a metaphor. Again, I'm a huge metaphor person. What that really means is, if you don't want to be negatively affected by technology, limit your exposure to it and limit your access to it. Okay, if you don't want to be negatively affected by it, maybe you should consider whether you want it in your life or not. We all have these decisions to make. This is part of growing up into being a young adult. Experts recommend spending no more than 2 hours a day on screen time. And what is screen time? You guys have heard this, I'm sure. Screen time consists of watching TV, which I know I like to do at night. I like to watch my DVR. I like to plop down on my couch and be a lazy couch potato, or being on a computer, or being on a cell phone, or being on a tablet or an iPad, anything that's electronic. Okay, that consists of screen time. And here's the thing, folks, is that researchers are starting to discover that excessive screen time is leading to abnormal brain development with unknown consequences. So what's really going on here is that this technology has evolved so quickly that it's way quicker than scientists can research what is it doing to our young people. Okay, brain development, it's proven your brain develops until you're 25 years old. So what that means is that your brain is continuing to develop, and researchers and scientists, they don't know what the side effects of too much screen time is going to be. You know, that's kind of scary. You know, so something to think about as you continue on. My last slide here. I had to put one out there for the teachers, for the administrators, for all the staff. Your teachers, myself, we didn't grow up with cell phones and social media. and look around. We all turned out awesome. Okay, some of us, like Mr. Knox, Mr. Semensky, some of us turned out more awesome than the rest of us, but that's just how it goes, I guess. So I shared this picture that I found, and it says, before cell phones and social networks, this is how we figured out where our friends were. You know, we grew up in a generation of playing and riding bikes and playing basketball and playing football. We didn't have technology. We were doing all these things. You know, I know technology is nice, and I know that you guys enjoy it. But just think about how much you're going to limit it. Okay, there's a lot of fun to be had out there riding bikes and playing ball and dancing and listening to music and doing all the things that we did. We survived. I promise you will too. I hope you guys like this message. I hope you guys like this Bob lesson. Just a reminder, let me know. You see me in the hall, let me know. Hey, Mr. Flato, I like that. Hey, Mr. Flato, that stunk. Okay, I'm a grown man. I can take it. As long as you're being honest with me. I hope you guys liked it, though, and myself, Miss Panis, the counseling department, we got a lot of more cool stuff to come. Hope you guys have a great week, and as always, remember to be Bob.